So just come into a comfortable seat here, just close our eyes or take your gaze to a fixed point ahead of you. Relax the shoulders down. Let the seat bone ground down into the earth. Let the earth support you. And as you connect through to the ground or whatever, you may be sitting on a cushion, just let yourself settle in there. Feel that connection of Mother Earth, the floor beneath you, holding you. Hands can just be relaxed for the moment, however you wish to place them, on your knees, up or down, with the palms, thumbs and index fingers together. Whatever feels comfortable for you. So just start to become aware of the breath. Feeling that sensation of the cool air coming in through the nostrils. Maybe you'll feel it as you breathe out, a little warmer across the top of the lip. But just come in tune with the sense of how that feels and the sound that you make with the breath coming in and out. Just bring yourself into that point of focus. And continue with a few more breaths to arrive, to land, to connect. I'll be taking you into a different breathing practice in a moment, which might be quite nice today because it's quite a warm day, but just wanting you to take a few more breaths, just centering, finding that column of light, that length and strength in your spine. Feeling that support, head gently stacked on top of the spine, chin gently drawn down just slightly to lengthen the back of the neck. And imagine you have a golden thread reaching from the tailbone out through the crown and just lifting and lengthening that spine, finding that beautiful alignment. What I'm going to be working on this week is another part of the first limb of yoga. This is a parigraha, which means non-grasping, non-clinging, not holding on to something, afraid to let it go, or holding on to it in a slightly possessive way or emotional way, perhaps something it's hard to let go of because there's emotions and feelings attached to it. And we work through the limbs of yoga sometimes in a yoga practice because it's just, the first limb of yoga is particularly, the yamas is particularly about how we conduct ourselves in the world so that we can live with more ease. So we'll be bringing in some twists today in our practice to help us kind of some open twists and some closed twists to just get a sense of what we might be holding on and how we can open up and let it go. And it's also mental awareness week this week as well. And so we want to look at that aspect of the emotions, how they make us feel, and being kind to ourselves, how we treat ourselves. Not judging, non-criticizing or analyzing our thoughts. And let's just take one more breath here like this. Fill the lungs nice and deeply. And exhale out through the nose. And just let the chest gently fall, the ribs and the belly naturally come back in. And then when you're ready, just begin to bat your eyelashes open gently, coming back into focus. Okay, I'm going to take you into a pranayama practice called Sitali. And this is a cooling breath. It involves the tongue, and some of us genetically can curl the tongue up at the sides. I'm one of those people that can't, so some can, some can't. But even if you can't, we stick the tongue out a little bit and we imagine we're curling it, even if it doesn't naturally curl. And then what we do is we'll sip the breath in over the tongue. So you'll hear it make a sort of sucking sound as if you're going to be sucking on a straw. And then you close the mouth and breathe out through the nose. So this breath is really cooling if you tend to be a little overheated. If you tend to be a cold person, and if you are feeling cold today, I would go back to doing those deep breathing just into the chest and into the belly breaths if you feel particularly chilly or cold in your nature or in the room you're in, so that you don't get too cool. But this is generally a cooling breath, so it helps us open up and look at things that we may need to let go of with a little bit more ease. So we'll begin, okay, whenever you're ready. Begin to stick your tongue out or curl it at the sides if you can. And then on your inhale, it's a suck in over the tongue with the breath. Close the mouth and breathe out over the nose, out through the nostrils. And again. Closing the mouth. Out through the nostrils. We'll do another one of these and then we may add a little pause in. And out. And this time, if it feels suitable for you, for your breathing, if you find it's a little bit more difficult to breathe respiratively, perhaps you have some issues with that, health conditions maybe, then I wouldn't pause at the top, okay? So you would just continue to breathe in and breathe out. But we'll go for about 4 of these breaths. So we'll breathe in again, sticking the tongue out. Close the mouth, hold the breath at the top just briefly for a pause, and then exhale out through the nose. Let's do that 3 more times. And then there's a slight pause at the bottom before we breathe in again. And then when you're ready, last 2 times. And last one. Slight pause at the bottom. And then breathe normally. Well done. And just notice how that feels. You might feel a cool sensation on the tongue where you've drawn that air in like that. And notice if there's any shifts in how you feel in your body, in the chest area, maybe down the torso, maybe not at all. Okay, so we're going to do a mudra today, which I'll bring in a bit later as well. And just to show you it now, you take your palms, palm to palm. So both sets of fingers are pointing towards the opposite elbow. And then you slide those fingers away a little until you bend at the knuckles and grip there. And then just relax the shoulders. Now, this is Ganesha Mudra. And Ganesha is one of the Hindu deities for removing obstacles. He's the one you might have seen with the elephant head. So this will be a mudra that we may be using a bit later on. So just you know what it is when I mention it again, okay. So we'll release the hands there and come onto our hands and knees and come into a child's pose. So if child's pose for you is a little difficult to sit back on the heels, then please just bring a cushion or something in between to fill the space between the thighs and the calf there. And then just slide yourself back into your child's pose. And up to you if you'd like to have the palms facing upwards or palms facing down. Relax the forehead on the floor, and the knees could be bent, or knees could be wide or together. And just staying there for a couple of breaths, this time breathing into the back of your lungs. Again, a gentle stretch through the arms. And a gentle flexion forward here. Then we take 1 more breath. So we're starting off a little gently, but we've got a fairly active practice today. This should be quite energizing for you. Let's begin to walk the hands back until we come back to hands and knees. And just let the feet be about the same width as the knees here. We'll take a few cat-cows, so just begin to move through the spine with flexion and extension, following your breath. And normally I'm saying inhale as we come forward and exhale as we round. But if it feels nicer for you to do it the other way around today, then by all means do that. So if you want to take your breath the reverse way, or you want to give it a try, you could. It just feels nice to mobilize the spine, hugging the belly in as you take that doming in the back, when you round that spine back up again, like an angry cat. So we'll just do a couple more of these. And then come back to your flat back. And if you feel that it would be beneficial to rock through the hips a little, just shifting from side to side, then just do a few of those. And then we'll make our way back into this tabletop position again. We're going to add a little twist in through this now. So coming back to the hands and knees one more time. We'll open up through the top arm. So maybe your left arm first perhaps reaches up. We'll start to mobilize the shoulders here as we take that arm through that space. So just stretching the fingertips away from you as you take yourself into this twist. Lovely. And one more breath there. And we'll come back to center. We'll take it to the other side on the next inhale. We'll sweep the right arm up and then take the right arm through that space between the left arm and left leg. Perhaps wiggle the fingers. Maybe you can even walk them a little bit further away. And just hug the navel and the pelvic floor in a little bit here as well. Just feel that gentle support. Don't have to hug it in all the way. Just a little support in the twist for your spine. And then inhaling in, we'll come back to center. So before we go up into down dog, just sitting back on heels if that's comfortable for knees, or sitting back on your bottom. We're going to take the arms in a few circles here. So just gently mobilize through the shoulders a little bit more. Nice slow movement. However you can manage this, and if it means you need to bend at the elbows as well, coming round, that's another option. So it depends on your shoulder range here. I just want you to loosen up a little through the shoulders. Ready for when we do any planks and things and twists. We've got a few twists today, so let's change direction on your next in-breath. And just circle through the shoulders again. Notice any cracks, crunches and clicks. That'll be me. And beautiful, coming back to center when you finish that last one. Okay, let's go back to hands and knees. Tuck our toes and come into down dog. And take a pedal through the feet in your down dog. And just take a few breaths here as in our first down dog to get a good stretch. Press away from those palms, press away from the thumbs, the index finger. Look at the shins, the ankles. Get a lovely stretch here. If it feels a bit much for the back or for the knees to be fully extended like that, then take a bend in those knees. Lovely. Couple more breaths. Try and get the chest a little closer to the thighs, or not by walking the hands in, but just that general direction of lengthening. And if that feels intense, bend in the knees to do that, to get a longer spine. That's lovely. That looks lovely now, Moira. Really nice. Well done, everybody. Looking good. Okay. So just have a quick pedal before we take a walk up to the front with our hands, our feet, sorry.
Let's take a walk with the feet towards the hands now. Fold there and just hold those elbows or sway through the arms like a rag doll, either option. And have a little nod, little shake of your head. And then one more breath there, just really letting the spine stretch out. Now you can bend your knees as much as you need to here to help any delicate backs. If anyone's been lifting heavy pots in the garden or anything, just overdone it at all. And then release, bend your knees, roll all the way up,
nice and slowly. And when you get to standing, take a breath there. Reach the arms all the way up on an inhale. Lovely. Beautiful. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Okay, lovely. So stand here for a moment and just check in with the feet, just reground. Just feel a nice even balance through the feet, all four corners, and switching on those beautiful legs, nice strong legs, and lengthening again through that crown, imagining that golden thread coming all the way up the body, from the feet, from the earth, up to the crown. Okay, on your next inhale, we're going to do a fairly sort of, not too slow, fairly speedy sun salutation, so that we can warm ourselves up a little bit more for the rest of the work. So just coming into your mountain, I'll guide you through a simple salutation. Inhale, rise the arms all the way up. Exhale, take your fold over. So make your way down, little bend in your knees, lovely. At the bottom, we're just going to bend the knees, plant the palms, and step back into plank. Okay, so you're coming into plank position. Shoulders over wrist, sending weight away through the heels, stretching through the legs, pushing away from the palms. Then make your way down. So perhaps you come to knees, elbows gluing by your side as you lower the chest through that space between the hands, and lift the body up into your Sphinx, your baby cobra, or your up dog, and then making your way back to your down dog. Beautiful. So we're just doing these relatively quickly this first round. I'm going to step the right foot through, or you can lift it up behind you if you prefer, and then bring it through. Help it if you need to, and then bring the back leg into front, to the front as well. Come into your forward fold there. And when you're ready, inhale, rise all the way up through nice, evenly grounded feet. Hands coming into Anjali Mudra. Yeah. What we could do here is just add a quick Ganesha Mudra. So bring those palms to palm, fingers slide out until they can grip at the knuckles, and just take a moment here. Think of any obstacles that need to be removed from your life, anything you're holding on to you need to let go of, or you're finding tricky to let go of. It is hard. You've got lots of behavior patterns going on and emotions tied in with things. Okay, let's release. Let's go to the second side. Inhale from mountain. Arms come up into Urdhva Hastasana, arms raised in prayer. Exhale as we fold over. Make your way all the way over. Beautiful. Planting the palms, relax the head at the bottom, and then step back into your plank position again. So, beautiful. Just line your wrists over shoulders, stretch away through the back of the heels. Well done. Make your way down. Glue those elbows in close. Find your way down. Take your nose, chin, chest through if you're coming in from the knees. Lovely. Send the chest away. Gaze forward and exhale, lowering down and making your way back into down dog on your next inhale. Your left leg's going to rise behind you, or you're just going to step it through and make your way through to the front with that leg, framing the hands, helping the foot. Bringing both feet together at the front. Come into your forward fold there, Uttanasana. And inhale, rise all the way up to the top. So I just wanted to get a quick round of Surya Namaskar, sun salutation in. Exhale, bring the hands to Anjali Mudra, and we'll just take that Ganesha Mudra one more time. So again, just palm to palm, slide fingers away, get the little grip there. And just thinking, you might not think you're holding on to anything, you may have nothing at all that you want to release, but it's also still good to keep that mindset of Ganesha, just tuning in with his energy of the removing of obstacles in our lives, helping us to flow a little easier through life. Let's release the grip, and we're going to come back to mountain, and this time we're going to take a chair pose. So straight away, take a big old bend in the knees, sweep the arms forward, shift your weight into your heels, and we're going to hold here for 4 breaths. Hug your belly in. Any arching you're feeling in the back at all that feels uncomfortable, tuck your tailbone under if you need to for that. Well done. Okay, let's take the last breath there and fold all the way back over. Inhale, we're going to come halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Fingertips to shins or floor or thighs, flat back. Lovely. Exhale, a little bend in the knees, fold gently over again. And we're stepping back to plank or jumping. If you're feeling quite energetic this morning, take a little jump back into your plank if you want to. And find your way down again. You may be coming down and coming straight into your up dog perhaps, or full cobra, or whichever version, Sphinx, baby cobra, and then coming back into your down dog. Quick pedal there. Beautiful. We're going to lift the right leg behind us, big stretch, 3-legged dog, then hug the knee into the bend, to the nose, and step that foot through. Once you've got that foot through to the front, plant your back heel, so it will pivot a little, and your toes will be at a sort of 15-degree angle maybe here. Inhale, rise up, and we're going to come into warrior 2. Okay, lovely. So just find that length. Just find your way in, adjust you need to, hips, knees, whatever you need to get in a comfortable position for the legs. There'll be a slight external rotation on both of these legs as your front knee faces forward and your hips face sideways. Lengthen through those arms. Take a little look down the middle finger and a quick look at the back arm as well. And then relax the shoulders. And we're going to stay here for 4 breaths, maybe 5 breaths, and pull up that Mula Bandha as well. And just really focus on what is it that I would like to remove? What is it I would like to release from my life, my mind? What is it I need to let go of, not hold on to? Wonderful. Let's take a reverse or exalted warrior as we bring that back arm down and that front arm reaches upwards towards the sky. So left arm is down, right arm is towards the ceiling. Well done. Holding here. Beautiful, well done. Exhale. We're going to bring the arms back to warrior 2 on your inhale, and then keeping the front knee bent, hinging, reaching forward, coming into our extended side angle pose, Utthita Konasana. Now your hand can stay on your hip, or your top arm can reach up to the sky or over by your ear, and press away into the back edge of that back foot as well, and lift away with the waist, lift away from that front leg. So you're feeling the work on both sides of the obliques. There's a big stretch on one side and a contraction on the other underneath. And then from here, if it feels available for you, you've got the option of coming into triangle, or you can stay in extended side angle. If you're coming into triangle, just straighten your front leg and then reach the arm, if it's over by your ear, up towards the ceiling. Again, we're still lifting up in the underneath obliques. So there's still that lovely lengthening and lift. Perhaps the golden thread this time could come through the lower fingertips and out through the top fingertips. And just taking the head and neck to wherever feels right for you. Well done. We're going to begin to bend that front knee again now, and taking the top arm, bringing it all the way down towards the mat. The back heel peels up and lifts. So we now have both feet facing forward in a runner's lunge position here. Planting your left hand on the floor or fist or a block if you've got one. Stretch out through the back leg, back hamstring, calf, heel, and then take the right hand, bending at the elbow. Maybe you draw your right hip crease back a little here, placing the right hand on the back of the hip and feeling a stretch in the back of the left leg, strength in the right leg, and then if you wish, you can take the arm up as well. So the right arm can come up towards the ceiling. So you should be feeling quite a stretch in lots of different directions here in this beautiful twist. Now, if it feels too much for your shoulder, having that arm up, just bring it down to the back of the hip. Okay, so from this twist, now that we're in here, either with the arm up or with the arm on the hip, let me just face this direction as well, maybe it's easier for you to see. We're going to perhaps take this, if we can, into a revolved half moon pose. So that's Parvati Ardha Chandrasana. You can stay with this if you prefer, okay? Or maybe you start to lift the back leg. So you start to take the weight, support into that right leg, and you're really strengthening in the right leg and lifting up away from it. And you may need to come onto your fingertips for this, with that supporting arm, or maybe the palm reaches the floor, whatever feels the safest version for you. Nice work, Justine, looks good. And if it feels too much to take the leg up, then keep the leg down and just stay with the twist. Okay. No prizes for lifting the leg, it doesn't matter. We've got to find our own way into our own version and expression. Lovely. Let's bring that top arm and that back leg down now, and then both palms are on the floor. We're going to step back into downward facing dog. Have a little release here and notice how strange maybe it feels in that first leg that you've just done. And then take a little walk or hop up to the front of your mat, so you're back into your forward fold here. Just let everything hang there for a moment. Circle wrists if they're getting tired. And remember, if you're in planks and you find that your wrists start to ache, please just come down to the knees and do your plank on your knees if you need to, okay? Okay, from here we're going to roll all the way up through that spine on a big inhale. Let's gather all that wonderful energy in and bring our hands back to heart and Jali Mudra. So we're going to do the same thing on the other side now. So from your position here, your mountain pose now, we start back in our mountain, palms facing forward. Big inhale, big bend to the knees, back to chair pose. Sitting that weight back into your heels, broadening across the shoulders rather than hunching them up by your ears. Just keep them nice and broad and drop those shoulders. Lovely. Okay, and just holding here. If it gets too much for the arms at any time, bring the hands to the chest in a prayer position if you need to. Okay, well done. So from our chair, we're going to take one last breath there. Utkatasana, fierce pose, chair pose. Hug that belly in and then exhale, fold over. Inhale, come up to your halfway. Nice flat back. And then exhale, good bend in the knees, plant the palms, step or jump back to plank. Your option. Lovely. Whatever feels available today. And press away, line the wrists and shoulders up. Try not to have the hands too far in front of the shoulders. Lovely, really work that belly, hug it in here. Stretch through the back of those heels. And then begin to hug those elbows in by your side as you hinge through them, lowering down, finding your way into your plank. Maybe knees, maybe fully down. Up to your choice of vinyasa, Cobra, Sphinx, Up Dog. Beautiful breath there, and then make your way back to your downward dog. And just have a quick pedal out in down dog. Lovely. And then we're lifting the left leg behind, three-leg dog, or just step it through and bring the knee to nose and help that leg through if you need to, and step your back foot to the front. Actually, no, that's not right, is it? I don't want you to step your back foot in. I want you to just rise all the way up. Lovely. We're coming into warrior two. Beautiful, well done. So find that warrior. Nice big breath in. Stay here in your warrior two for 4 breaths. Find your focus. What's comfortable for your gaze. Try to keep the knee in a comfortable position. Try not to let it roll in. And if it ever feels too much, you can always narrow your stance a little. So we are bringing back hand down to back thigh, front palm turns up. We're lengthening up through the body. I just want to make sure you're on the other leg this time, in case I gave you the wrong instruction when I took you through that. So just make sure you're working the other leg from last time. And then as we exhale, we're going to come over into that extended side angle pose, reaching through the body. Lovely, lengthening, lifting up underneath. Big reach here. And then option to take this into triangles, so straightening through that front leg and lifting the arm up to the ceiling. Well done. And still feel that work and feel that energy exchange through the body now. So pressing into the back foot as well, I'd really like you to feel that you're opening up, feeling able to release here, to expand in your energy, your openness. More open-hearted, more expansive in your thinking, your actions. Well done. Let's begin to bend the front knee. Bring that top hand down to the floor and lift your back heel to pivot the foot in line with the front foot there. And then we're coming into this twist. So that left hand's going on the back of the hip. The arms are reaching up to the ceiling. Getting that lovely twist here. Hand again can always be on the hip if it's too much for the shoulders. And then when you're ready, if you want to start to lift that foot by transitioning the weight into the front leg, you can do, or take a little step in first if you feel like it's too wide, a stance, and then lift the back heel, or keep the back heel down if that feels more secure. And the hand can stay on the hip, or it can reach up towards the sky. Lovely. So Ardha Chandrasana here with a twist. Well done, revolved Ardha Chandrasana. Let's begin to bring that top arm and leg back down to the floor, and then step back into your down dog and have a little pedal through here. And stay there just for a couple of breaths in down dog, releasing off, pedaling through. Well done, good work. Lovely alignment there. Practicing our trust here. Let's do a little lion's breath here. So we'll do 3 lion's breaths, sticking the tongue out as we exhale, screwing at the face from our down dog here. When you're ready, inhale. Still can pedal your feet here if you wish to as well. Inhale. Exhale, sticking that tongue out, letting it all go. One more. Inhale. Okay, beautiful.
So from down dog, just take a step forward through to the front again, coming back into that forward fold. And just hang there, have a little sway, or hold the elbows. Good work. So we're going to start to bring our work down a little bit more, but we're still going to be working quite hard on the floor here. So bending the knees now, let's take ourselves into a little toe stand balance. So begin to lift the heels, bending at the knees. And then we're going to take the hands into the Ganesha Mudra and add something in with this, okay? So we'll be in our kneeling position and we'll find our balance. Maybe we've got our hands palms up, or maybe we've got them in Anjali Mudra to start with. And then when you're ready, palm to palm, come into Ganesha Mudra. So we're in this mudra again, and we add a twist with this, okay? So we're going to bring the right elbow across to the left knee. So this is quite tricky when you're in a balance. And then you've got that left elbow facing upwards. This is then called noose pose, Panasana. And we're just going to stay here for a moment. And there's a little, there's a mantra that goes with this as well, which is Om Gam Ganapataye Ye Namaha. And it's just invoking Ganesha to help us. Om Gam Ganapataye Ye Namaha. And it's announcing his name. Om Gam Ganapataye Ye Namaha. Let's come back to center. Now, before we go to the other side, just come down to your knees and put your toes flat on the floor. Put the front of your feet on the floor. And then walking the hands back. Now, if you've got dodgy knees, maybe stay with just curling the toes under. So if your knees are a little bit sensitive, stick with just curling those toes under. Otherwise, if there's no issue with your knees, walking the hands back and then just stretching through the front of the feet that way. So the fronts of your feet are on the floor. You're giving the front of your feet and your ankles a little stretch here. Okay, lovely. So the knees lift away from the floor, but if that's uncomfortable, stay with the toes curled under. Okay, lovely. One more breath there. And then walking those hands back, lowering the knees back down. We come back to tucking the toes under and then pushing back into that toe stand balance again. So it's just a little release for you in between, otherwise it gets a little bit much for the ankles. And then we come back into Ganesha Mudra here. So you're back into your mudra and we take in the twist to the other side. Now, so coming left elbow across your right knee in your noose stand here. Hug your belly in here as well. So it's going to help support your spine while you're in this twist. And you're doing a wonderful job with your digestion, with your organs getting a flush of energy in. Well done, looks good, lovely, nice work. Lovely. Okay, and let's come gently back out of that and let's do those stretches again through the feet. So we'll come down to the knees. We'll come with the tops of the feet flat, but if that's uncomfortable again, scrunch the toes under instead and sit back on the heels, which is even more uncomfortable probably, or have the tops of the feet on the floor and walk the hands back and stretch out through the ankles. Just be mindful of your knees here. If they don't like it, come back to the toe scrunchy one instead. Okay, which is quite uncomfortable anyway. Okay. And lovely. And then bringing those knees back, walking hands forward, just tap those toes out. And then
tuck the toes under and we'll sit back on the heels just to stretch the feet through the other way. Okay, good work, good work. Okay, lovely. What we'll do next now, again, this involves the knees a bit. So I want you to take these, listen to the modifications I'm going to offer you, explore which one works for you, okay? We're going to release the tops of the feet back down again. Take the feet a little wider, just a small space. Get hold of those calf muscles and roll them out. So we're going to go into hero's pose. Now, you might be feeling that's way too much for your knees and hips, and I find that too much for me. And it's all going to depend on our skeleton and whatever issues we might have going on in our joints, okay? So I will put a cushion underneath my bottom, okay? But if you've got no issues with your knees or hips, please just allow your bottom to sink through that space between the calves, okay? So we'll explore this as we go along. You've got an option to just stay like this with a nice tall spine. You could even do your Ganesha Mudra there. You could come down with the hands and lift the chest, so the palms are on the floor. And you could come down to the elbows, the forearms as well. And then if you wish to, you can come all the way down with the head to the mat, palms facing up. That's a lot more intense on the back and the knees. So if you're not feeling any pressure in those areas, have a go at that version. But otherwise, stick to one of the other modifications that's suitable for your knees and your hips. Okay, and your neck as well. Okay. So find your way into your version of hero's pose, Virasana. And be kind to yourself. So don't force yourself into something that's not suitable. Your knees. Well done, Judith. Good, Moira. Good, Gaynor. Justine, lovely. I'm loving all the different varieties here. That means you are listening to your body as well. Done. Okay, let's gradually bring ourselves out. So if you're in that one where you're all the way back, you need to pressure through the elbows, tuck your chin in, hug your belly in, and the same if you're on your forearms as well, and then gradually bring yourself up. So tuck that chin in as you bring the head back upright. A little bit kinder to your neck. Okay, we'll come forward, back onto hands and knees, and just, again, just tap out those feet a little bit. And then we're going to make our way into gate pose. So turning to the long side of your mat now, so just bringing yourself around. Again, options to cushion knees here, fold your mat, use a blanket, whatever feels the best for you. And we're coming to a kneeling position where our bottom is away from the calves. And we'll take a gate pose. So this one, Parigasana, we bring the left leg out first. It doesn't matter if you want to do your right leg first. We're going to do both. And we're reaching towards that extended leg, but not applying any pressure on the knee joint there, okay? And bringing your opposite arm up and feeling a lovely stretch first. So before we reach over, let's lengthen up out of the waist, away from the knee, lengthening through the front of the hip there. So find that lovely alignment. Switch your glutes on as well, especially that right one. And then exhale, let's reach over that leg towards that leg, opening up the beautiful length underneath that right side if you're on the left leg first. So feeling that lovely stretch as you open up the side body here, lengthening, lifting up out of that waist and reaching over. Well done. Inhale. We'll float the arm down in front of our face, so it's slightly gentler to bring the body back upright. And then we're coming over to the floor with that bottom arm. Well, for me, it's the right arm because I've got my left leg extended. And we'll reach the opposite arm, the left arm up and over. Now you could have your hand in a fist here if your wrists are tired, or on a block. You could keep your arm down by your hip if that's more available for you today, if the shoulders are tired now, and just lengthening through the side body the other way now. Option to lift the leg if that feels really nice to add that into your stretch. You can add the lifting of that leg, that extended leg. And beautiful. Gently drop the leg and place it back on the floor if you lifted it. Sweep the arm down again in front of your face. Now we're going to change the position a little bit here. We're still on this knee, but we're going to walk the hands around to the middle now. So your palms are in front of your chest and your chest is in front of that supporting knee. And then we're walking the hands out like we do in our puppy pose. So we're still keeping the buttock away from the calf. We're walking forwards with those hands and stretching out here. So you'll get an inner thigh stretch and a stretch under the arms, and then release the forehead either to floor or block or just above the floor. But getting a lovely stretch from the fingertips all the way through. You can come up onto the fingertips by tenting the hands, spreading those fingers if you wish to as well. Just getting a good stretch here. Lovely, well done. And to come out of this one with the leg, it's sometimes nicer if you slide that leg around behind you so that the hips come back in line with each other, and then bend the knee and bring it forward. And then we will come back up again. So walk the body back up, and we're taking the legs the other way this time. So your opposite leg is now going to extend. You're lovely and tall from that knee joint up through the hip and the waist, the pelvis. And then breathing in, lift first. So really lengthen up first. Reach those fingers up towards the ceiling. Imagine that lovely golden thread again there. And then as we exhale, we reach over towards that side. Coming into your lateral stretch here. And notice, how's your body today? What's going on with it? Are you feeling stiff this morning? Are you feeling quite flexible? How's it feeling? And not analysing it, just noticing what's going on. So where you're a little bit tighter, what are we holding on to physically as well as mentally and emotionally? And the navel is drawn in. We're going to begin to draw that arm down across in front of our face as we swing it back round gently. And then when you're lined up nicely again, let's bring that hand gently to the floor, or a fist or a block. We'll bring that hip forward again so that it feels still nicely lined up. We're drawing in the tummy, the arm is reaching up and over, or it could stay by your hip if you prefer. And getting that lovely stretch again all the way through. Perhaps imagining that golden thread running up the side of your body now. And working into your gallbladder meridian here. Getting a beautiful flow of energy. And sometimes you can notice your energy in your body by little pockets where you've worked it that get warm and tingly. Or a general warmth or energy beginning to rise in the body. Let's begin to draw that top arm down again in front of the face and start to walk those hands around so that your chest is in front of that supporting leg, that bent knee. And here we go, we're going to walk those hands forward again, getting that stretch in the inner thigh, that stretch in the torso, the hands, the arms. Lovely, and just taking 3 more breaths here. Well done. So gently walking the hands back and sending that leg way back behind you in that semicircle so that you can bring your knees back in line with your hips. Well done. Just come to a kneeling position for a moment. Just turn the palms up. Take a couple of breaths here, just settling back in. And if it's uncomfortable to be on your knees any longer, you could just come to sit on your buttocks. We'll take a little twist here. So we'll bring the right hand across to the left thigh, outside the left thigh. Left hand just going behind. And we're tall in that spine again. So quite a nice open twist here, expanding, helping us to let go of those things. Maybe we hoard and collect things, and perhaps we look at, why do we do that? Is there sometimes it's old memories. I mean, I've still got stuff of my mum's, and sometimes things have these sentimental value. So some things are kept for a purpose, but we can hold on to too much sometimes as well. Let's take the twist the other way. But the thing is as well, if it's things that we hold on to someone we've lost, they're always with us in our hearts and our memories, our minds. Maybe we hold on to a relationship that isn't really working for us. And perhaps sometimes we look at, why is that? Why am I holding on to that? Just patterns of behavior that we build. Let's gently release. Okay, so making your way now gently onto your back. We're going to just finish with a little bit of core work before we go into our relaxation. So coming down all the way onto your spine. And we bring the elbows behind our head. Okay, so just bring the elbows behind your head like this. And we're going to work this with the breath, so you can feel the depth of the exhalation as you lift. So it's like a little crunch, but you're going to feel the depth of it. So breathe in at the bottom, pull your pelvic floor in, and draw your navel down as you exhale, as you lift the head. And make this a little flowing motion. So lowering down on the inhale, exhale. Really noticing the depth of that breath coming back out from the abdomen, out through the nose or the mouth. Inhaling in through the nose. Drawing the belly down. Seeing how long your exhale can be. Feeling how much space there is created in the chest with the inhale. And when you let it out, how does that feel? Just doing 3 more. Inhaling at the bottom, exhaling. Breathing out. How long is that exhale? Last 2. So a little bit of core work and a little bit of breath work at the same time, a little bit of pranayama. And last one. And well done, relax. From the side, and just find your blankets and things. Please do that. You can play any relaxing music you've got. My pillows, etc. And just come into a comfortable position now, whether you're seated or lying. Breathing out. Making any last adjustments, movements that you need. And just feeling the mat and the earth beneath you. If you're in the garden, that's even better. You've got that beautiful grass beneath your body. Feeling the energy in your body now, your chi, your prana, as it flows through. Notice where you might be feeling warm, which parts of the body are feeling energized or tingly. Allow the ground to merge beneath you with your body. Allow your mat to become one with you. Feel held, feel nurtured and supported here. Allow each point of contact that you can feel against the mat to relax. Notice where you're still holding any areas of tension, and just tend to those areas with your breath. So breathe in, notice, breathe out, just let melt away any areas that are still holding on physically, mentally, emotionally. Just let them wash away on the exhale, dispelling. Let the energy of Ganesha wash away those obstacles, allow you to flow without holding on to something that doesn't serve you, doesn't help you anymore. Bringing out those things you no longer need, leaving them behind, and being grateful for everything you have right now, right in this moment. For the breath that flows in your body, for the muscles, the bones, the joints, the ligaments, the tendons, and every single drop of blood, every single cell in your body, being thankful for this unique miracle of life. The work you've done today, clearing space out for you. Allowing you to tend to what you need to in life. Pay attention to what's important for you. And rest now with your breath, with your body. Clear, cleansed, energized. Perhaps filling with light, a bright light or a color. And allow that to wash through you and over you. Let's feel peace and bliss, love and light and healing. Just before I call you back, just check in with where you are, how your body is feeling now, whether your mind is a little clearer. It's just as we can hold on to things, physically we can hold on to clutter in our minds. So working on hopefully clearing some space there today. I just have a quote for you from a rapper that sadly is no longer with us, Tupac Shakur. You can spend minutes, hours, days, weeks, or even months over analyzing a situation, trying to put the pieces together, justifying what could have, would have happened. Or you can just leave the pieces on the floor and move on. Begin to feel the points of contact of your body back on the mat. Take a deep breath in. Feel it lengthening through the spine and filling the chest. And as you exhale, let everything softly fall back to center. Let's take 2 more breaths like this. Inhale in. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And if you did visualize light or color, just gently bringing that back with you in your awareness as you come out of your relaxation. And begin to now move through fingers and through feet, through wrists and ankles, and perhaps lengthening arms and legs. And taking a big stretch and a big breath in. Lovely. And exhale, release out of the mouth. Gently hugging knees in or rolling to one side. Finding whatever you need as your way to self-soothe for that last moment or two before you come up to seated position. And well done, everybody. Let's take a couple of breaths here. Just big reach up. Lift and lengthen out the spine, out of the waist, out of the fingertips. Wiggle those fingertips at the top. And then exhale. And again, one more. Big stretch. And a big release of breath out through the mouth. Big wiggle of the fingers. As you float those arms down. Let's just close our practice with an Om today. Just sealing the work we've done in and giving gratitude and thanks to ourselves as well for honouring your practice, your time today. So when you're ready, let's inhale in and we'll Om on the exhale. And just take a moment to feel that vibration in your body or in the room around you. And then just take a little bow to honour the teachers that have come before us, honour ourselves in the past, the future, and at this present moment. For the self-care and the love, take your energy throughout the week, expanded, open-hearted. Namaste.